Are you sick and tired of gambling your hard-earned money on Madden packs? Look no further than my sponsor, MMOEXP, for the cheapest and most reliable MUT coins on the market. And don't forget to use code Ferdy at checkout for 5% off. What's going on, guys? Today, we are talking the best cards to buy right now in Madden 24 Ultimate Team. And I know it might be a little bit weird that I'm saying this, but right now isn't the best time to buy. I know I'm making this video, but I usually just make this video, depending on if we need another one. It's been like 3 weeks or whatever, so I feel like we need another one. And don't worry, these cards are still going to be good buys towards the end of this week. If anything, they'll be better buys towards the end of this week with Team of the Year coming out. Depending on if there is a Team of the Year promo, that should drop the price of these cards a lot. If there is one, Combine cards are going to be down, Super Bowl cards are going to be down. A bunch of very good cards are going to be down in the dumps if there is a Team of the Year theme team, because people are going to be selling their Combine cards, the Super Bowl cards, their Super Bowl teams to build a Team of the Year theme team, because there is going to be so much content with Team of the Year that we will know on Wednesday. And by the way, I will be live tonight on Twitch. A link for the Twitch is down in the description. 8 p.m. Eastern. Actually, I might go live 7 p.m. Eastern during the week. So 7 p.m. Eastern. We have a little, challenge we're going to be doing on stream tonight. So come through. Link in the description, 7 p.m. Eastern. And of course, if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications. And yes, let's just get started with today's video. Okay, so if you are new to this series, what we're looking for is cards where their price is lower than their production value. And I feel like right now, Bo Jackson is the best QB in the game. And again, they haven't in the past, they haven't really done anything special with the Team of the Year promo as far as, giving them special X factors or giving them special abilities. They haven't done that really in the past. This year, it could change, and there could be a whole promo theme team, and there could be Team of the Year X factors that, they start off and then they're on for the rest of the game. It could get wild out there. So depending on how wild it gets, I really don't see Bo Jackson getting beat, especially with the the nominees we have for Team of the Year, which is Josh Allen, Mahomes, and Lamar. If it is Lamar, actually, and he's good, like, they give him good passing abilities and there is X factors, then he could get dethroned. But $545K for who I think is the best quarterback in the game, to me, is a good buy. I think it's a good buy. You cannot go wrong with spending $500K on Bo Jackson. You simply cannot. And his price is continuing to fall. We then have Troy Aikman. So the AP stack on Bo Jackson is 4 AP. You're going to get, not Omniscient. You're going to get Master Tactician, which is like Conductor, Hot Route Master, and Playmaker. And you're also going to get Gunslinger, Set Feet Lead, and Gift Wrap. All that for 4 AP, which is tough to beat with these stats. But Aikman has a 2 AP setup. It is Omniscient that turns on and comes back, turns on and comes back, because it is AKA. But still, he's got a decent release because you do have Gunslinger in the build. And then, only a 2 AP setup on this card if you want to build out the rest of the offense, or maybe your main focus is running the ball and you want to invest more in your offensive line, or, whatever the case is. Aikman, I still think, is a pretty good buy. And again, his price will continue to fall as time goes on. We then have of course, the legend Doug Williams, 200K. And right now might not be the worst time to honestly buy, because I'm seeing a lot of these prices are down, a pretty good amount. Like, everything's kind of dropping right now. You see there's nothing really up right now, as you guys can see as I go through just some of the quarterbacks that have come out. But Andrew Luck, 100K, that production's still great. And there still are a bunch of cards in this game where if you don't need Hot Route Master, they could still ball. Like, William Perry's a prime example of that, where if you don't need Hot Route Master, Perry's still a demon. Andrew Luck's still pretty good. Jordan Love does get Hot Route Master if you do need that kind of in that price range. It's going to cost you a little bit of AP, but still, it's an option. And then finally, under 100K, 50K, we got Otto Graham, who is a pretty good bang for your buck buy if you are just getting started. Let's now talk running backs. Okay, Emmitt Smith, I really like. His card plays amazing. And again, Bo Jackson for 600K, you could go get him too. Like, all the Bo Jacksons, to me, if they're in that, if they're between 550, 600 right now, if you want to get one of them or two of them, I don't hate the buy, because they're all top tier at their position, in my opinion. They simply are. But Team of the Year could come out. There could be a Team of the Year theme team, and then all the Bo Jacksons are 500 to 450. Like, that could happen within the next couple of days. So just be careful. Spending closer to 6. Like I said, for the first Bo Jackson, this one right here, 445. I'm cool with that. Go after him for that price. I'm fine with that. But yeah, I think Emmitt Smith will be a good buy no matter what. He does get, of course, the Angry Runs X Factor, the Bruiser, and his drip is elite. I must say that right now. He's got elite in-game drip. But then a Peyton Hillis for 164 or 165 on 150 on PlayStation there. But this card, straight up monster, because he's again able to get the Angry Runs Collector's Edition X Factor, which is just insane. It turns on, it starts on, and then it turns off, and it doesn't naturally come back, but if you do get 8 carries, it'll turn back on. So it's still pretty good. Obviously, it's not the Bo Jackson X Factor where it's off for 9 plays and it's unstoppable for the rest of the game, because that is absolutely broken. But, you know, Peyton Hillis, great card. Even though he's a little bit slow, trust me, this card just moves almost like, I think Bo moves the best, but if I had a number 2 option for who moves very well in this game, it would be Peyton Hillis. Peyton Hillis moves great. He doesn't feel like he has 94 speed a lot of the times. He's bouncing off tackles, has a great juke animation. Peyton Hillis is an absolute monster. We then have Bijan Robinson. Again, for the freight train, good build, 93 speed. He's been in a lot of these videos because I do think his card is just very good. Fullback, Mike Allstott. He's probably the best fullback in the game, so he's got to be kind of mentioned here. You know, I think, you know, if you use a fullback, spending 200K is not bad. You can get Reggie Gilliam here. He's got good speed, and I do also like his impact block, lead block, and run block stats. I like that a lot. And then Keith Smith for 45K, is kind of the same thing. Good impact block, good run block with decent speed and stuff like that. Going over to wide receiver, Calvin Johnson. It might be one of the best buys in this game right now. The fact that he's 500K, and I understand he doesn't get some of the more, I guess the word is modern themed teams, like no Super Bowl, no Combine, so that's why he's getting sold off so much. But Calvin Johnson, if you just don't have one of these theme teams or just looking for a very good wide receiver, if you can buy Calvin for close to 500K, that's tough to beat, man. And even his Redux goes for a little, like, pretty much cheaper, but if you can buy his LTD version for like under 5, I mean, you're not losing much value, and you have a very close to end game wide receiver option. So Calvin Johnson, again, that value for what the card is just insane. Like, he's crazy. And then Jawan Jennings. I like this card a lot. Jawan Jennings' price didn't really drop as much as Calvin's did, but this card, his value is pretty good. I mean, his abilities, he doesn't get anything crazy like X Factor wise, but free red zone threat, that's pretty good. And then they did give the card 7 feet lead because he did throw that pass in the Super Bowl, but there's no real plays for that this year, so it doesn't really matter. But like red zone threat, wide receiver apprentice, or red zone threat for in route tech is a pretty good setup to me. And then someone said he can run block. Yeah, pretty good run blocker too. This card is actually very nice. Good juke move. He's light enough where he'll have a good juke animation. Jawan Jennings, pretty good value card, and is one of the better wide receivers in the game. DK Metcalf, kind of the same thing, under 400K for this card. Genki Forbes has crazy X factors, crazy abilities. You kind of know the whole spiel on DK. 300K, we got Randy Moss. Of course, Randy Moss. If you can buy the LTD for about this price, do it, because you're basically never gonna lose value on the card. That quick sells for 350,000 coins. If you can find a Randy posted up for that, as I'm not logged in, you'll be good. You'll be just fine. We then have MVS, 200K. This card again does play well, 6'4", 206. Good route runner, good size, good speed, and again, expect cards like this to drop if there is a Team of the Year theme team. I mean, the second they announce on Wednesday night there's going to be a Team of the Year theme team, get your ass on Madden, and if you want to play the market, and then go buy, because I'm telling you, it's going to be flooded with Combine cards. It's going to be flooded with Super Bowl cards if there is a theme team. But that's a big if, because they might not do that. They might not, but I like MVS too. And then I have Xavier Leggett. I'm going to say this right now. I hope I put all of the NFL Combine rookies on here, but I like all of them. They're all good buys besides probably Drake May. Drake May would be the only one that I don't think really makes sense. But Brock Bowers, all 32 theme teams and Combine chems, he's pretty solid. He's played okay for me, so I think Brock Bowers for 110K is good. Xavier Leggett, 96 speed, 100K. Yes. Jerzon Newton, 100K for his card. Look at the speed. Look at the block shit. Look at the power moves. He's crazy. All 32 team chems. And finally, Roma Dunze as well. Just another really good buy. And there is actually one more. It's going to be Chop Robinson, who has got the crazy speed, block shit, and finesse move. So I have to say that right now, I really do like all of the rookies. From all the incoming rookies that are part of the Combine promo. If I didn't mention them all in this video already, I like all of them. If I don't mention them throughout the video. But Xavier Leggett, Demon, 100K, 6'3". He will be a MUT legend for a while as long as he does get upgrades and he's drafted to a pretty solid team and doesn't kind of get buried, but I don't think he will. Either way, 100K, Darius Hayward-Bay, Demon, Rod Smith, 100K right there for Rod. And then have Shannon Sharp at tight end, 400K for Shannon Sharp. We also got Heath Miller there. Heath Miller going to be your run blocking option. And again, I know there is, the tight end Bo. I don't think he's worth the 600K. I don't think he is. I just don't think so. But Heath Miller for 2, Dallas Clark for 230, and Brock Bowers for 100. And then we got the Redux Collector's Edition Rob Gronkowski, who is just a monster. He might be a little bit slow, but does get the Vanguard ability and all that good stuff. So he does obviously play crazy. We have Andrew Whitworth for left tackle. I'm kind of going to go through these pretty quick, but Whitworth left tackle, I like Darisaw. I like Joe Thomas for 140. Of course, Charles Cross will always be in these videos for 31K. We got Bruce Matthews. There you go, left guard. We got Isaac Samulo. I never know how to say his name. Joe Batonio's a stud. Center, we got Creed Humphrey. We got Alex Mack. And we got Luke Fortner. He's actually my center right now, but has some pretty good stats like run block. And in the pass block is also over 90 for 90 overall. That's tough to find. Larry Allen for right guard. I like that price point at 120. And of course, Joe Timmon for the speed. He just plays well. And also right guard, we have Jamari Slater, who's going to get 95 run block, which is crazy on a 90 overall. Unfortunately, the pass block stat is a little low, but that having elite run block like that played into your scheme is really nice. Right tackle, Rob Havenstein. Demon. Probably the best right tackle in the game right now. And going back to left tackle, there is also, let me find my left tackles here. There is also Garrett Bowles, but he's still 6 right now. So I would do like Whitworth a lot more for just 280. You know what I mean? And the reason why Bowles is more expensive is because, again, people are building combine theme teams, so it just makes sense. John Runyon there. Paris Johnson also has a high, I thought he had a high, he only has 90 pass block, but 94 pass block finesse and 93 lead block. He's even good strength. He is on my team. Actually, no, I don't have him anymore, but I used him for a little bit. He was okay. He was all right. He was okay. He got the job done. Like, going over to defense, I did kind of go out of order on the defense, but we're still going to get through this here. Let me just go ahead and close this. I don't know why I had that open the whole time, but I do like the right outside linebacker, Bo Jackson. The card is very versatile. And one thing that what does it say here? The legend goes something like this. Bo Jackson was once seen jumping over a Volkswagen 56. Okay, I don't know what that has to do with him being an outside linebacker. I don't know what that has to do with that, but sure. But this card's versatility as a pass rusher, even him getting dual threat, but being able to even drop him out into coverage. I really like in this card. So Bo Jackson, again, for like 550, if you can find him somewhere in there, which he's gone for, or if you can wait a little bit and be patient until he gets into that 5-ish range, which he will get there eventually, he's a monstrous buy. Right now, I don't hate the buy, but I would like to buy a lot more if you drop off 80K, obviously. We then have Mr. Monday Night. I almost call him Mr. Bullock. Mr. Monday Night, again, kind of like a Bo, but not really, because like stats aren't as high. But a guy that you can drop into coverage, can drop into user, can even rush the passer. He's not bad because he does get dual threat as well. Lawrence Taylor going to be your pass rush guy for 100K, good traits, and it's Lawrence Taylor. He always plays crazy. 91 for 30K. Derek Thomas, he's got 91 power moves, perfect traits. So, for 30K, that production definitely outweighs his value. Terrell Suggs for let that side linebacker, a very overlooked card because we kind of got 2 of them back to back, but 96 finesse move, 96 power moves with perfect traits and high motor. Card's a stud. Terrell Suggs for even for 500K might be a good buy, but the fact he's going for this is crazy. Again, Clay Matthews is someone that gets lurk guarded, so he's able to kind of be that drop guy as well. But 96 power moves. The traits are perfect, but he doesn't have over 90 in finesse move, which is actually more important because 2 of the traits apply to finesse move. Only 1 of them apply to power move, in case you didn't know that. But 94 speed, under 200K, not an awful buy. More of a user, but Harold Carmichael is still a good user in this game because the man is 6'8". The man is 6'8". Okay, the man is 6'8". He's still a very good user. Not a great pass rusher, but put him at middle linebacker, put him at sub linebacker, and just lurk people with him. You can lurk, post routes 25 yards on the field. The dude just sticks one hand up and catches it. Harold Carmichael's still a demon, especially for close to 100K. It's a very good buy. Christian Harris, I probably would take this card off the list because Harold exists. I would take him off the list because Harold exists. If you want more of a pass rusher, even this version of Terrell Suggs is still good value. Perfect traits, high motor, over 90 in both finesse and power moves. Still a very good card. I'm at middle linebacker, the Genki Force, Tremaine Edmonds. I think a lot of the Genki Force cards are good buys right now. They definitely are. They've kind of been forgotten. If you're willing to put, the coins, I guess, into fully upgrading the card, then great. You're going to have a very top-end card. But at face value, these cards, they're okay. But then you kind of, you power them up, get all the abilities on them. And if you want to just power up one of them, it's not as expensive because all you need is at 193, the high level elevation pass, and then you have to actually buy a champion. So it's kind of double the price. But, you know, that obviously sucks. But, you know, Trey Edmonds, still a good user, 6'5", 250. You know, the crazy ganky abilities, as we know, but good value for what the card's able to do. Even Gronk, one of the best users in the game right now. He's, you know, 300K right now. And there is another middle linebacker I do want to talk about. That's going to be Isaiah Simmons. Watch his price, because he is, in my opinion, the best user right now. Because Patrick Willis, his price won't get low enough. Kuechly's price won't get low enough. Isaiah Simmons, with him not being an LTD and him just being kind of a collectible, keep your eyes on this man's price, because if it hits 5, somewhere in there, like, he's a must buy, regardless of what team you got. I mean, this versatility doesn't come around often. Just toss a nice he even gets X factors too. I wasn't even running on the card, but crazy abilities, lurk artist for free, he plays crazy, moves crazy. It's Isaiah Simmons. That's all I really need to say about him. We then have Wildman for 142. Good card, good build, good X factors, good abilities. Why not? Levante David, don't hate to buy. You know, he's got good speed and you know, decent zone, but I would probably, in this price range, go Wildman over Levante. He probably shouldn't even be here. So I did kind of go out of order here towards the end. Hopefully you guys can stick with it, but we now have cornerbacks. I'll do the pass rush and the safeties towards the end, I guess. But cornerbacks, DRC. So cornerback is a position where you kind of got to spend more coins. It's been like that the whole year, where you got to spend more coins to keep up. And I think DRC, with his size and his build, the only problem with the card is going to be the abilities if you're playing zone. But still, with mid-zone, there is those schemes where he's able to fit. And even with Acrobat or Pick Artist, being able to run that combo for free still has value even in zone coverage. It's still, you know, no KO, but still, it's not bad. Look at the cornerback landscape. If you want to get a top end or, you know, corners with high production, you're gonna have to you know, shell out the coin. So, you know, that's why I have some of these guys on here in more of the higher end, because their production definitely does outweigh their, you know, their value a little bit, in my opinion. We then have Shavarius Ward as well for 600K, Pat Surtain for 600K as well, and then we have Devontae Adams, and okay, I want to have Devontae Adams and Jair Alexander here as well. Although Jair, on the smaller end of things, he still does get some pretty decent KOs that you're definitely gonna want to play. Definitely play the KOs, but this card for, I thought he was a little bit cheaper. I thought he was. Maybe I'm tripping. I thought he was like, but I mean, 489. Do I love it? Do I love it? Yeah, I mean, that one's pretty close. Jair's pretty close. I think Devontae outweighs his production, but Jair's pretty close. Jair's close, I think. But Antonio Cromartie for under 4 is really good. You know, 6'2", 96 speed. ULs have been bad this year, admittedly. They have been. But, you know, being able to either get mid route or deep route or short route for 1 in just one ability slot is pretty good. We then have Randy Moss for 4. Randy Moss for 4. Again, if you can buy the LTD for closer to 4, you're in a good spot. That's all I can really say. You're in a great spot if you can buy this Randy Moss for close to 4. But Randy Moss, obviously, going to be a good buy. You know, 6'4", 95 speed. Sign yourself up. Going down to the 100K, these guys, I think these guys have been in every video since they've come out. But it's going to be Charles Tillman, Rasul, Devin Hester, Tariq Woolen, kind of all those guys to me kind of bunch up, and they're all still really good buys. Their value is pretty low compared to what these cards are still able to do. They're still pretty good. Even Devin Witherspoon for 150, pretty good card. They kind of did his hit power and tackling a little bit dirty. They clearly haven't cut on the film with this guy, but still a pretty solid card, and more of a man-to-man, by the way, because he doesn't have good zone. So make sure if you are playing zone, you're boosting that zone coverage. Even Rasul, like I said. And then free safety, Kevin Byard. When fully elevated, he's the best safety in the game. I think he still is. The KOs and what this card is able to do, the flexibility is genuinely crazy. So Kevin Byard, probably one of the better value buys on this list today for 360. Again, you may have to if you want to fully power him up, you may have to actually spend and kind of double up on the champions. But even if you elevate him twice, he's still very good, and you can do that for very cheap. I think almost free, because you release the low elevation and the high elevation, which is obviously pretty good. So Kevin Byard, stud. If you guys don't know about the abilities, I'll just flash them real quick for you, but it's pretty crazy. Universal, reinforcement, all of these different abilities and all these different slots. That's why Genki Force is so damn good. But Malik Hooker for about half the price. Good size, good speed, man, zone, tackling. It's all there. Jack Tatum. He's mainly here because he does get good KOs. A little bit small, but does get deep in KO. and deep out KO depending on what you want to do. So, you know, good value for what he does on the defense. I would say so. Next up, we have the Minister of the D. The Minister of the D, we got Reggie White. Whether you're buying his Redux or you're buying his LTD, again, buying the LTDs closer to 4 is a great buy. But of course, he does get the unstoppable force, and also good abilities and perfect traits. You're not going to beat these traits. Yes. That is beautiful. That's beautiful right there. So Reggie White, sign me up, great buy. Also, we have Matabuke, Mata Beast, 120 he's at right now, which is terrifying. If you're just getting started, this is probably one of the first cards you buy, because you put that unstoppable force on him and just let him go crazy, he will go crazy. Also, inside stuff, I would probably play him. I like him more on the edge for unstoppable force, but inside stuff in the middle is also nice to have. So it's kind of like, which one do I want? You know what I mean? We then have left end Jerzon Newton. I mean, to be honest, he maybe shouldn't be here, because at left end, you have Matabuke, who's pretty much the same price, and you really can't compare those two. So I'm going to get rid of Jerzon, actually. Also, left end, we got Justin Tuck. It's kind of the same thing. It's kind of the same thing because you have Matabuke in the same price range, right? So, I don't know. Hutchinson for 4, I don't hate either. Traits, he's got 2 or 3, but finesse move is 96, very high. You know, very good against the run, very good speed, acceleration. For 4, he's a pretty solid buy. Chase Young as well. Chase Young does get the special X factors too, like Blitz, and I think Blitz is the one I like. I like Blitz. Blitz on Chase Young is the good ability right there. So Chase Young, Blitz, you use that token, power him up, go get that +1 speed or whatever the case is. You'll go get those better abilities. But Chop Robinson, right end here as well. Crazy speed, good finesse movement, pretty solid against the run with that 94 block shed. At defensive tackle, we got Warren Sapp, 90 speed, 86 acceleration, can pass rush in both ways. Traits are literally perfect, and not to mention, the man does get unstoppable force in the middle. So that's crazy. Perfect traits, perfect stats, and unstoppable force on a card that already always plays well is just crazy. Also, Vita Vea, mainly here for the size, but he also does play well. And then Jalen Carter, I like this card a lot when I use them. Good speed, good acceleration. It is a monster with that 95 block shed. He does feel like he has like 99 strength. And under 100k, this card is still very good. Both traits, perfect traits, good against the run, and also does get, I think he does get an X factor. I could be wrong. Oh yeah, he does get unstoppable forces as well. I don't think it's as good though. He does get it, but yeah, it's 3 AP. Yeah, probably not worth it. Probably not worth it. So now we have our safeties. I kind of went out of order as you see, but Jair Brown, one of my favorite cards right now in this game, can play free safety, can play corner. He doesn't get cornerback chems, but with these stats, he's a legitimate cornerback, and he gets reinforcement as well. And he does get, you know, pretty glitchy ability discounts because he did hit his Super Bowl, you know, whatever the Super Bowl requirement was for him. He had a pick in like 7 tackles, whatever the case is. So deep zone for 1 or deep route for 1 is crazy with pick artist and reinforcement. Jair Brown is one of the best value buys in the game for under 300k. You can buy him now, you can buy him whenever. He's going to be a stud for probably the rest of the year. We then have Ryan Neal. Ryan Neal, a very good buy as a user mainly. Can play over the top, but you know, 6'3" with that frame, pretty solid against the run. With the speed there too, as my chair squeaks. And our last 2 cards, we have Julius Peppers. Probably more of a user right now, but still can play over the top if you need him to. Of course, it never hurts to have a guy who's 6'7", 295 in your secondary. That will never hurt. And finally, we have, why do I keep putting this guy on the list? I don't know how to say his name. Melifonwu. That's how I'm going to say his last name. Efetu Melifonwu. If that's not how you say it, I don't know how you say it, okay? Good value, 30k for a card that has a good build, good speed, and can definitely be a good user, and has 90 man and 90 zone, so good value right there. So those are the best cards to buy right now, kind of with an asterisk. Keep in mind, just watch the market. Some of these cards you can definitely buy now, but I'm just saying, if there is a Team of the Year theme team, make sure you keep your eyes on the market. I'm going to say it again. If there's a Team of the Year theme team, watch the market because it's going to go crazy if it happens. And the market's still going to dip a little bit because of Team of the Year, but if there's a theme team, it's gonna be carnage. It's gonna be carnage on the auction house. I'm telling you right now. So drop a follow. Hit the subscribe button, not a follow. Hit the subscribe button. Live tonight on Twitch. And as always, I will see you boys in the next one.